What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So we just got some new details for Black Ops 7 or Call of Duty 2025 that have been leaked, and there is a lot of information, including new modes that are going to be coming in, carry forward, the campaign storyline, what the game is pretty much about. So we are going to talk about all of that. If you do find the video informative or helpful at any point, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, just a reminder, this is based on leaks and nothing is officially confirmed by Call of Duty. Marketing for COD 2025 should begin in a couple of months from now, so we won't have official confirmations until then. So please take this information with a grain of salt. So the first thing is a Reddit user by the name of Big B posted this article a couple of hours ago. He said upcoming Call of Duty Black Ops 7 leaks and prototype sequel. Prototype is a completely different game, but he ended up mentioning that he was recently taken a part of a study group for an upcoming Call of Duty, and here's some content that he discussed. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of people who typically come in on Reddit and give these so-called leaks for Call of Duty or Black Ops, and most of the time, we don't really take them too serious. The only time I will take something like this serious is if it comes from a credible insider, some leakers who have had a good track run in the past. So at first, it was easy to ignore, but then Tom Henderson commented down below in this Reddit post. He said, "I have sent you a DM for verification, sir. For those skeptical, we have reported on a lot of stuff on Insider Gaming." And so Tom Henderson is actually a reliable person when it comes to insider information. Yesterday, we talked about an article that they posted in regards to the remaster of MW2 and MW3. A lot of times, Insider Gaming is very, very accurate with the news that they bring in. So I'm guessing Tom Henderson actually verified this information because shortly after, they actually posted an article. They said, more Black Ops 7 details have been leaked by a playtester. And then it says, another Call of Duty playtester has given more details on what to expect. Now, before we talk about that, quick word from our sponsor, Mitch Cactus. It's a store that can get you the most exclusive operators, help you unlock the Black Ops 6 Mastery camos, such as Dark Matter, Abyss, and Nebula. And if you want to hit Master Prestige even faster, they can also help you out with that. They don't use unlock tools or mods, so you know it's 100% legitimate, and they have over 10,000 verified reviews on Trustpilot. You can use code Tridzo for a 5% discount. The link will be down in the description. So it says the leak comes from courtesy of Big B over on Reddit, who claims he was a part of the recent Call of Duty study group. Allegedly, most of the details have already been reported on by Insider Gaming to some capacity, including that the game is a Black Ops 2 sequel. So for those of you guys who don't know, it's basically going to continue from BO2. So the first thing that he said in this, the story will be set in 2035 and will follow up the Black Ops 2 story. The story will also involve Woods and Mason and one other character. Can't remember the third character's name. Now, the thing is, obviously, Mason is deceased. So what it looks like here is, considering it will involve him, these are probably going to be some sort of flashbacks. We see this right now with Jason Hudson, which they made this season 3 storyline pretty much canon to where they went back because there was like video footage. Same thing could happen. There's a number of different potential ways that they can end up going into a flashback to showcase them in action, but don't assume that in 2035 Woods and Mason are going to be in the field. That just really wouldn't make too much sense. Now, the next thing that they said is the story mode will allow for up to 4 players co-op, which is actually very interesting. Another thing that I also want to mention is that Treyarch is the one leading development on this because it is year 2 of Black Ops, very similar to how we saw MW2 and then MW3, same exact case scenario. So it's the fact that last year's MW3 storyline had really, really negative feedback. It was probably one of the worst rated campaign stories that they've ever released. So I'm guessing they're going to differentiate it here, make it a little bit more enjoyable by having 4-player co-op. Now, the next thing is the story will also include a big open world map titled Avalon. Now, this was the map that we were supposed to get instead of Verdansk before they announced the return to Verdansk. So it looks like they're going to be using features of this map, different POIs, and it's very similar to what we saw with MW3 and how it was like open world with different parts of Verdansk. It's going to be the same thing, but it's going to be with Avalon. So that sort of does make sense considering that's the direction that they've gone with the campaign lately. But the next thing is they said Omni movement will return and include wall running. This is actually insane. This reminds me of Black Ops 3 a little bit, considering we're now jumping into the futuristic type of stuff where we're in 2035. Maybe it's very possible that wall running will actually be a thing. I do remember the Ghost of Hope or Insider Gaming, one of them did mention something along those lines in the past before, but that would make gameplay very, very interesting. Is this something you would want to see in the next Call of Duty title or no? The next thing is now he talks about zombies. So he says zombies mode will have the original crew return as multiverse variations. And we've talked about this before where Dempsey, Tank, Takio, and Nikolai were also going to be coming in and they're going to be the main crew for zombies, which Insider Gaming did report a while back. So I guess this information is now verified here. But the next thing is zombies mode will have a Tranzit Remake, which is actually very big news. I know that they did mention there would be some sort of a Tranzit Remake, not like a one-in-one, from what it sounded like Insider Gaming had reported a while back. It looks like he once again has confirmed that, and he mentions specifically that it's a remake. But the next thing is he mentioned zombies will be round-based, which that's pretty obvious because we did talk about that in the past as well. Zombies mode will also have a difficulty toggle, a wonder vehicle, and a more story-focused mode as well. A more story-focused mode, I'm assuming, is very similar to like the directed mode that we have right now, where you follow the Easter egg to understand the story, the cutscenes that play, so you get an idea of what's going on with zombies. And then he mentions a wonder vehicle, which it sort of reminds me of MW3's Blood Burner. If you guys remember the motorcycle, I feel like that is a wonder vehicle, but maybe they're gonna have something completely brand new that we've never seen before. And then he says zombies mode will feature the largest round-based map ever created. Once again, that's pretty much exactly what Insider Gaming reported back when we talked about the 6 leaked round-based zombies maps. They did mention that one of them is the largest that they've ever created. But then now he talks a little bit about multiplayer. He says multiplayer will feature a 32v32 player mode, so a massive ground war mode, which we currently don't have in the game at the moment. So I'm guessing they just decided not to bring it into BO6, and maybe they're going to add it into Black Ops 7 with maybe like some of the Avalon maps that they're going to be bringing in. Those could be potential good ground war maps that they can have. The next thing mentioned is it says it will feature some remakes of popular maps in 2035 futuristic Japanese style theme. It did give examples of these maps, but can't remember the names. One began with an R. I have no idea what he's talking about. The only futuristic type of Japanese map that I do recall was from BO3, and that map was called Knockout. So there could be a potential other one. If you know exactly what map he's talking about, comment it down below and let us know. And then he also goes on to talk about plan for everything to have progression level system, including grenades, kill streaks, and perks. So the typical Call of Duty stuff doesn't look like it's changed all too much. Didn't really give much details with what he said right there. And then one of the last things that he said, which I feel like is the best thing, is plans for multiplayer progression to carry over from Black Ops 6. Now, I don't think he means the stats, your level. That really wouldn't make too much sense playing a new Call of Duty and you're level 1000. That really wouldn't add up, right? So it's probably the cosmetics that are going to carry forward. So very similar to what we saw with MW3 or MW2 to MW3, that carry forward system, because it's basically a year 2 of Black Ops. They literally have no reason but to allow us to carry forward our content, right? So it would make much sense that all the operators that you've unlocked so far, all the battle pass skins that you have, the cosmetics, the camos, all that should carry forward into Black Ops 7. It just would make sense considering that we saw that with Modern Warfare 3, and it was something that a lot of people thoroughly enjoyed. Having your content for a minimum of 2 years, I feel like should be the new Call of Duty standard. Now, one thing to take note of is this guy said that he was invited for a study group. Typically, when they do study groups like these, sending out ideas, they're giving ideas on things that they want to do and implement into the game, but haven't fully finalized the thought. So I'm assuming that some of these things may not make it to the full game. Some people were saying that he was a playtester. When reading the Reddit post, he specifically says he was invited and put into a study group. So he didn't have access, from what it seems like, to actually play the game early, but it was more of like questions that they were asking him for. Anyways, what are your thoughts and opinions on these leaks? Do you think this is something that could be true? Do you want to see Call of Duty Black Ops 7 have these new features to them and these details, or are you looking forward to something a little different? But that's all that I got for you guys in this video. Comment down below if you guys want me to cover anything else. But it's been your boy Tranzit, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.